Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to After School Club Junior Makers for Wednesday. My name is Kim. I am a community learning specialist with DoSpace. And today we are making a fun little bot. We are making a little paper bot. So I have this little, I made, if you've been with us for the last couple of weeks, you will know that I've been doing some origami on Wednesdays. And basically I made this little, it was a cootie catcher or a fortune teller, but then I made it into a fun little bot. So the nice thing about these is that you can really use anything around the house. If you have anything around the house, it's like, it doesn't even have to be paper. It could be paper, it could be cardboard, toilet paper roll inserts, the cardboard that, or the insert of like the cardboard paper towels. Maybe you've made something cool out of origami with origami paper. You want to make it kind of wiggle and move. Or you just want to make your own little creation. The nice thing about these is that you can basically, it just takes really anything around the house, and you can make your own little fun moving bot with it. So yeah, so the nice thing about these, again, you don't really need a lot of things, and you don't need to go out and buy a ton of stuff. So I have here some paper. And I can go through how to make this little guy really quickly with origami. If you are interested in different origami, things that we've made in the past, you could always go to our or check out our other on Twitch, our videos from past Wednesday Make It and Junior Makers. So that's always those options to rewatch those to get some ideas. Like last week, I made some cute little pumpkins and ghosties, and those would be really cute as well. I have some scissors. I have a piece of origami paper. I have some washi tape if you want to decorate with. And then I have, because we're making a circuit today, I have this little vibrating motor and a coin cell battery. And so if you've joined us, maybe not necessarily on the Twitch version of After School Club, but if you've ever joined us on Zoom in the beginning times back in August and September, I did a series of circuits on how, different types of circuits and different ways you can use circuits. And one of the things that we talked about was a circuit is a path in which electricity flows for something to happen. We use circuits for our lights and to charge our, computers or cell phones, or our remote controls, for TV or things like that. So basically anything that you need electricity for definitely needs has circuitry involved in it. And we are just doing a really simple circuit. A lot of times circuits just you need kind of an energy source, electrical source. So we're getting our source from this coin cell battery wire. So we have our wires and then an output. So our output is this little motor guy. So basically if I were to kind of, well, let me talk about this battery first. So if you've been with us with the past, you will know that all batteries, no matter how big or small, are polarized. And basically that means there is a positive side or a negative side. So this coin cell battery, you can see this little plus sign or positive sign. So that's our polarization, that's our positive, and then the back side is negative. You might be more familiar with batteries that look like this, like AA, the batteries. This would be our positive end, this would be our negative end. You probably already know, if you're putting batteries maybe in a toy or a remote control or something, to look for the positive and the negative signs, and that kind of tells you which ends go into which part, right? And so that's important because a lot of times the other components are polarized. Like, for example, we have done crafts and made items that use LED bulbs, like little light bulbs that light up, and LED light bulbs are polarized. They have, it's like, ooh, a little bulb where the light comes out and then has two metal legs coming out, or posts, and one of those legs or posts is positive and one is negative. So if we were to put the positive leg on the positive side of our battery and the negative leg on the negative side of our battery, that little LED light would light up. But if we swapped it and put the negative to the positive side of our battery and the positive leg to the negative side of our battery, it would not work. It's not dual working. The cool thing about these guys, though, our little vibrating motors, is that they are not polarized. So you can see on our wire there is a blue wire and a red wire. A lot of times in like electronics or electrical components, when making circuits, whether it's simple or really complex, a lot of times red it represents the positive, or just like it goes to the positive side, or supposed to go to your positive side of your battery. Blue or black sometimes represents like it needs to touch or go to the negative side. This, I think, if you were using this, it just helps. It just always kind of helps. No matter, even though it's not polarized. But basically, if I touched our red wire to the top part or the positive side of my battery, and then I touch my blue part of my wire to the negative side, it'll get going. You can kind of see it moving a little bit. You can see that it's making noise, it's moving about. You can kind of see that it's vibrating. So that's with the red on the positive side of our battery and then blue on the negative. Now what if I switch that around? Now I'm going to put the red on our negative side of our battery and the blue on the positive side. It still works. It works either way, so it is not polarized. And that's really nice because that really helps with our troubleshooting. So a lot of times if you're using polarized components, you just have to be extra aware and extra certain that your path lines up, that your positive wire is touching your positive side of your battery, negative to negative, positive to positive. With this, it's not since it's not polarized, it's not as important. So so that's the nice thing about that. So basically, if we had this connected and then this kind of connected to our paper, oh, it's supposed to stick, it'll kind of move and vibrate. So that is what we're going to be making today. So I'm going to start out with just making a quick, just because I think it's fun, just a quick version of our just cootie catcher, because it does kind of, even if you can even make it as afterwards. If you take off the vibrating component, you can kind of make it like a fun, you put little googly eyes on it like I have, like a little puppet, and can talk. I think it kind of looks like a lizard, like the lizard from, if you've ever seen Jurassic Park, the lizard that it's like kind of like hood kind of flails up. That's what I kind of think this looks like. It looks like a little puppet. So it'd be cooler if the stripes aligned, but unfortunately they do not. But I can really quickly, this is just origami paper, which means that one side has a color or pattern on it, the other side is blank. It's just, I think this is 8x8, or maybe it's 9x9, I can't quite remember, but it's just a square piece of paper. And the nice thing about this, I'm not going to go too much into how to make this. You can learn how to make that in one of our other videos on Twitch or at our YouTube channel as well. So I'm just going to kind of fly through how to make it. So basically you're just going to go corner to corner. Open that back up. Corner to corner again. Open that up. And then you're just going to put the corners into the middle. Since we're doing this as like a little just bot, a little paper bot. The nice thing about this is that the folds don't have to be perfect. Okay. It looks like a little, back to square. We're going to turn it over, and then you can actually kind of see how it's like into little boxes. Basically, you're going to bring our corners into the middle again. Just fold those right into the middle. And then I always kind of just like fold in half each way just to make nice folds. And then you should have these little flaps on the outside, and if you put your fingers in them, kind of, then it should open up to being basically a cootie catcher or fortune teller, whatever you call it. But we are going to be using this because then if you turn it upside down, it makes for just like a nice little thing. So I'm going to decorate mine first. I'm going to put some googly eyes on. So if you have maybe some googly eyes, or if you have markers, you could always just draw them if you don't have googly eyes. I have some googly eyes, and I think it's funny because their eyes get just because they're googly. They'll be funny and move around. I have all sorts of sizes, but I'm going to do a couple of big ones. And I have some Scotch tape here. Just going to tear a little bit off, and I'm actually just going to kind of tear it in half. And I use this, method a lot, where you just kind of make a loop, a little cylinder with your tape, put it on the back of your eyeball, and then boom, stick it right on there. The nice thing about it is if you kind of tear it in half, then it's not like super, super big, and you're not getting a ton of tape around the eyeball. And then we'll put the other one right there. And so then it kind of looks funny. So now, if you were to do it like this, he kind of looks a little bit funny, but that's okay. So then so basically now you can just attach your little guys. So the nice thing about these is that they're sticky back. So I can really, and I might put a few on. I have a couple. I might put a few on just to make it nice and movie. So I am actually going to, I think I'm going to put it on the inside. We're going to see if that works. What I might do, I have my batteries. I'm going to use this one because I've already wrapped this around. And so now this is moving really nicely. So I'm just going to wrap it around. So I have one wire touching the negative side of my battery, the other wire touching the positive side. Again, it doesn't matter. And then this is sticky. So I'm just going to maybe put it just like this. And you can kind of see it's already moving. So that's with one. I'm going to put a second one on there. I'm going to put a second one. I have another battery. Oh, there it is. Okay, you can hear it as well. So you can kind of see the little eyes jiggling a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put a second one just so it gets really moving. And so I have some electrical tape. This is just really, technically you can use any kind of tape, but electrical tape is just nice and it's safe. It just makes everything good. See which one has the stickiest back. I think this one. There it goes. Just moving away. Doing a little dance. We'll see if we put a second one, if that makes it even better. I like this. Okay. Ooh, this one's real good. Okay. Oh, it's moving a lot. Whoa, yeah, it makes it even move even more. So you can see I put them both in the back. I have my eyes like here. It kind of moving backwards, so I can even try and see like what happens if I put one in the back and one in the front. Let's see if that changes. Kind of negates itself, right? So if I put both in the front, let's see, the front is where my eyeballs are. I know this camera view is not the best. So then it goes forward. Nice, you can tell because the eyes are right there. So it seems like two. I wish you can kind of, one eye's really going, isn't it? in terms of the googliness. And so yeah, see, these are just like fun little paper bots that you can make. This one, and you can just make them, and they're just kind of a lot of fun. And they're really easy to make, easy to use. You know, you get to kind of explore simple circuitry, which is always nice. You get to kind of explore with design. I'm gonna undo these so the googly eye noise is distracting me. There's one. I'm gonna just untape it. And that's the nice thing about electrical tape is that it's not like super sticky, so you can always unstick as well. Okay, so if you need to turn them off, you can. Hold on. Perfect. So the nice thing about these is like you can, you know, try out different designs. You know, how else could you make your paper look, or create a paper bot to make it maybe go faster? Or how many more of these guys can you add to really make it go forward really quickly or backwards? Things like that. I mean, how can you change things up? And that's the cool thing about making these kind of simple robots is that you can really kind of play with the design. You can use recycled materials. You can around the house. You can really just do a lot of things. So I encourage you to try out making one of these little bots, and it's kind of like I like to think of it as like the beginning into robotics when you make little bots like this. So you're just, you know, dealing with simple circuitry. They're not doing anything like super crazy. They're just, but you're using like kind of not super advanced components, but something a little bit different. That's kind of fun, and you can just do a lot of different things with. But you can also, you know, if you have a noisemaker, you can make it so that maybe it makes noise as opposed to vibrates, or both. You know, try and make your circuit a little bit more complex, so maybe it makes noise and it vibrates so it moves. So there's a lot of things that you can do with it. So perfect. Well, friends, thank you so much for joining me for After School Club Junior Maker's Day. Next week we are going to be talking about solar energy, and we are going to be making little solar paneled solar powered houses that has a little light in it that gets lit up by solar power. So I hope you can join me next week for that. So I hope you have a good rest of your week, and we will see you. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.